What do you think about Goodwill taking bids on select items like game systems? Well, they've been doing this for like 6-7 years, at least. Goodwill's auction site for everything. It just means that you don't find them in the stores anymore. Depending on your area, nothing's in the stores anymore at your Goodwill.
No.
They take it off the shelves. I mean, it's good for Goodwill. They're going to get their maximum profit if they put it online. What's interesting, though, is that 6 years ago, you could still get deals. 5 years ago, you could still find deals.
Right.
One of the last big games I got or needed was Swordmaster. One of the rarest NES games that no one ever talks about is Swordmaster. You probably only seen it in your shop like twice. Less than a Zombie Nation,
Yeah,
and,
I've seen. Yeah, I think twice is actually exactly how many times I've seen it.
And I got it in a Goodwill auction. At the time, the game was only worth about $30, maybe $35. I got the Goodwill auction lot, 20 NES games with Swordmaster for like $30. Recoup my costs. Since then, though, even the past 3 years, you can't get a deal anymore. There's no hidden Goodwill auctions anymore.
No.
If there's a Dinosaur Peak that's not listed, even in the auction, everyone's looking at every picture and searching it out. If there's a Steam event that shows up, it'll be found there.
With the Goodwill auction site, the thing is, yes, less people's eyes are going to be on it than eBay, but enough eyes are going to be on it to ensure that you do not get a deal.
And plus, there's less auctions in overall, so there's more. It's like the magnification on those,
sure.
And they're all resellers. I look at some of these auctions. And I wonder how any of these sellers can make any profit. Are they making a 4% profit margin? Are they all killing each other to go out of business and driving each other into the ground? I don't know how they're making a profit. I'm just being honest. It's like I don't get it. I add it up in my head. I'm like, okay, this is worth this. I'm like, that looks like $20. They're spending $250 to make $30.
No,
it doesn't make any sense.
I have to explain that to people all the time. As a matter of fact, I did today. And it's an innocent enough question, but I had two guys who were coming in looking at Nintendo and Super Nintendo stuff, and they were picking up some titles. And they asked a very common question. Do you guys order stuff? Do you guys get stuff off eBay? Do you go to flea markets? Do you or is it all trade-in? And I'm like, I said, ever since I've worked here, everything has been trade-in. And even more so now, I explained to them, I said, guys, if I went to the flea market to pick up stuff to sell here, 50% of it, I'd be paying more than I charge for it. I'd be losing money. And the stuff that I do find for cheaper than I sell for here, I'm not going to make any profit off. I'm going to make minimal profit off of. Yeah. And this is why it ties into that question we always get, like, how do you open a video game store? Modern times, you don't. Unless you have your own collection that you're willing to sell off, you can't open a retro game store. Why? Because you can't possibly get the stock at a price that's going to let you sell it for a profit.
Unless you take a loss on your starting inventory.
Right. And you would have to take a huge loss on it and hope that you offer good enough buyback prices that you get some trade-in rolling in your area.
You're working at an operating loss for the first year or a year and a half.
Easily.